All right, so this is a space battle from the 25th on Wednesday. ORS was fielding two gunboats here, and Mist was fielding a POB on the other side, and kind of going over. I'm gonna go over how we did on the space battle here, and what kind of techniques you want to be using on these gunboats. Um, for PvP, gunboats aren't that great. I don't think they're that great for PvP. Sure, they got a lot of tankiness, but their maneuverability it's really lacking. You can kind of see on these clips that that's their biggest weakness is their maneuverability and their speed. So when you're flying against gunboats, you kind of want to be in front of them the whole time. See here how I'm just kind of maneuvering to get in front of them and then drop to the range I want to be at, while staying outside their range when I'm getting there. This will allow you to just harass them forever. Your speed allows you to go from behind them to the front of them very, very quickly, and I'll show you guys a clip here. All right, so after we get the kill here on Mercutio, that's when Betts gets angry and starts coming after us. We're able to stay out of his range for his initial attack, and we're in front of him. So what we do is we slow down. Our top speed is a lot lower here than what we would normally be going, just because we want them to be able to catch up to us. We have about 200 speed on them without using our booster. With the booster, we can probably go 300 to 400 extra speed, and you can see the difference here. And Corby's coming up behind us here, trying to get a lock, but I was able to spot them and slow down enough for them to be able to get in range of our gunners, and they take a ton of damage here. I know that they have 3 missile launchers. I'm not sure what missiles they're running, so I chaffed 3 times just in case there were space bombs, because uh, 3 space bombs is definitely enough to kill a POB. You got to be very careful about those. If you're feeling kind of tanky, if you're full shields, what you can do is chaff all but one and kind of tank one of the shots to kind of see what missile they're running. Now this isn't always the case. Sometimes they're mixing it up. Sometimes they're running Proton 4 torpedoes or space bombs. So just be careful. You may not always chaff the ones you're looking out for. And so we're just keeping our distance here. We're keeping ahead of them. Their only option is to turn away from us, and we're just kind of pounding them from range. And as you can see, I'm kind of like sidewinding in front of them just so that I can. Oh, right here I make a bit of a mistake. I completely missed the neutral gunboat, and they're able to do a lot of damage to us. I was surprised they didn't actually kill us there. Um, you always need to keep track of these bigger ships or ships with a ton of firepower, because if you are not paying attention, they can ruin your day very, very easily. You're gonna have a bad time if they're able to get a bunch of shots, a bunch of 10 gun shots on you. And for this battle, it was fairly easy to keep track of everyone, since uh, there weren't that many fighters. It was the 2 gunboats here plus the POB, and I believe 1 or 2 fighters mixed in. So very large, very slow moving, um, and easy to keep track of because they're always blowing their cover by firing all their weapons all the time. There I am just going for the space bomb lock. I don't think either one of these people had chaff on the ships, and I think I ended up doing lots of damage to them with these volleys later on. And we take a bit of damage here. I wasn't keeping track of the our shields, and as a pilot, you want to make sure you're keeping an eye on the energy and the shield levels because one tap here could completely disable your ship. We take we've already taken engine and reactor damage, and there goes our engine here. And I believe we go down shortly after this. We've got 2 gunboats and a POB right on us, and that's it. Corby ended up getting us. All right, so we're back up here. We reloaded all of our space bombs here. So we've got 3 tubes of 4 space bombs, and these are going to do a ton of damage to these POBs if they are not chaffing these. And I believe we get a lock off on Corby here. Nope, don't end up getting the kill on Corby. We're there for moral support, so we're back over to the secondary targets. In a PvP scenario, the POBs are what you want to be really focused on since they're able to they're your number 1 threat in a in PvP just because they can keep up with you, and if you are not paying attention to where they are, they can run you down. You don't have much option to getting away since they have the same speed as you do. Whereas gunboats, you can kind of stay out of their range. You can kind of ignore them until you're ready to attack. But you do need to be paying attention to them since they do have a lot of firepower, and I believe it's on this run you'll see we pay the price for that. And they're doing a good job turning away from us, keeping us from getting in front of them. But the speed is it's too much. We're able to keep them out of range here. We're just out of their range now. And we keep on cycling back, and our booster's completely out right now. But we use that to finish off bets. And sometimes in the space battle, you'll end up getting this. Your kills won't count if you're against a POB, just because they are able to cover a lot of distance. It's easy to get lost and end up being too far away from the space battle. But I try to be more aggressive. In the past, I've been very defensive about my flying, and that's happened way more often than I'd like it to. Where you just end up 4 kilometers from the space battle, and you're doing fighting, but for no reward. So let's speed this up here. Wait for everyone to get back. You see where we're leaving the the fighters alone. We're letting the Imperial fighters take care of the fighters. That's okay. There are more Imperial fighters on our team than their team, so they're able to make quick work of the other fighters, which gives us more support for the for our for our attacks on the gunboats while they're distracted. So Corby comes in, um, and he's harassing our fighters. So we need to make sure that we are able to cover our fighters' butts. And I get off a volley of space bombs here. I don't think they chaff this. No, they don't. The space bombs go off, and let's run that back a little bit here. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to stay on either one side, either the top or the bottom of their ship, while keeping my ship kind of like in an X pattern. So I want this line of my ship going across my screen to be perpendicular to their ship. So theirs is going up and down, ours is left and right. That way I can keep to either the top or the bottom and have both of my gunners hit their shots, while only their top gunner right now can hit their shot. So you can see I'm staying on the top side and trying to keep it perpendicular to their ship. And you want to do that with gunboats too. So if you learn the turret placements on all the gunboats, you know that the the rebel gunboats have 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. So whether you're on the top or the bottom, uh, doesn't make much difference. All you want to make sure you're doing is not being able to get hit by both the top and the bottom. So you want to keep away from their uh, from their flat, as I would call it. So I'm standing on the top here, and as soon as they level out with us, that's when I want to start either um, moving towards positioning above them a little bit more or below them, just so I'm not getting hit with 6 guns. For the neutral gunboat, there's only 2 weapons on the bottom of the ship, and so that's where I'm going to try and stay when I'm engaging them. So everyone crashes. We're all getting back. And we find Corby coming back here, so this is our number 1 target. So I don't know if they have chaff. They haven't been chaffing, but I wasn't able to get I wasn't able to get any missiles off because I was out. I was using too many on the gunboats here. And whether you're when you're attacking a gunboat or a POB, you always want to make sure you're targeting down their reactor. You can do this by pressing the bracket keys, either the left or the right, to cycle the parts on the POB. The reason why you do this is because the reactor can take down. If the reactor isn't powered, then it can't power engines as well as weapons. So if you are only disabling engines, you're still able to get hit by their guns if you're trying to finish them off. And I've had this happen to me numerous times where I'm going to finish off a POB or a gunboat in a fighter, only to realize that uh, I'm running into a wall of blaster fire. So reactor first. That'll help you reduce the amount of damage you take when you go to finish them off, as well as slow them down in the process. See, they're doing a good job at keeping us honest, keeping the rotation of their ship aligned to allow both the top and the bottom gunners to fire at us. And since Mercutio's just spawned in here, let him do his thing. I end up going and repairing stuff on my own because I don't have a. Oh, I guess we just we escape pod here. Oh, because we had lost one of our gunners. That's why. So yeah, if you lose a gunner, make sure you land for him. You want to make sure you're treating your gunners right. Don't ditch your gunners. And this is a good opportunity to reload your space bombs. So we're back. We're all loaded up. We got both gunners here. We only chaffed one volley from Corby. So we're still pretty good on chaff. I didn't feel a need to stock up on chaff anymore since we were almost all full here. You see us sneaking up on Corby here, but not able to commit to that run because the gunboats were very close to us. We were taking a lot of fire. Here we're able to lead them away from the gunboats, and this is where they really start taking damage. And this is where we end up dying. So let's take a look at that again because that was very quick. Yeah, if you are not paying attention to your All right, so take a look at this. I'm looking directly at Corby, and I'm not cycling my targets, so I don't know what's going on around me. You always want to make sure you're cycling your targets uh, if you don't know where everyone is, because right now we're getting hit from the neutral gunboat, and it is coming up at us from the flat of our or the bottom of our ship. So our uh, hitbox is huge to them. They're able to hit us. Um, we have the biggest profile you could possibly have on this ship aligned this way. So all of their lasers are hitting us, and you can see just how fast we go down here. Let me play that back full speed one more time. So do not get tunnel vision, or else this is going to happen to you. Bam. Just the full broadside from a gunboat. That's what it'll do for to a POB if you're not paying attention. And there he goes. Very proud of that kill. I'm sure. That hurt for me. That really hurt for me. And so we're back. We are back here. Overall, a pretty relaxed space battle, despite the huge numbers on both sides, or the huge numbers on the rebel side. Just because they're all in uh, a few ships, so not not a whole lot of targets to pay attention to. Very easily able to manage those. A lot of the problems that you have as a POB pilot comes down to managing your targets and managing where your targets are, positioning and um, calling out targets. And these two are doing a really good job at protecting each other. They are very, very close to each other all the time. So, uh, formation flying. There's a reason why. There's a reason why militaries do it. As you multiply your firepower on onto a single target. And so you see right here when I start taking damage, I boost away. I don't want to be taking damage for a very long time. I want to make sure that I'm in charge of when I'm attacking or when I'm engaging. That's part of the strength of the POB is being able to pick your battles. I don't know if you've ever played uh, a spy or any other game where you can go into stealth. That's one of the advantages you have when you're playing a stealth character that um, usually no other class can get, because you're able to kind of you have a ton of time to be able to react to your situation. You're able to assess, hey, is this worth going in on? Is the target here something that I can? Uh, is it something that I can kill? Is it something that I won't be able to kill? And you can from there you can just say, all right, I'm going to pull the trigger here, or okay, maybe I'll just sit this one back. And that's one of the luxuries you have um, as kind of that style of play. And you really need to make sure that you're adjusting your style of play uh, to your ship, because all ships play differently, all ships fly differently, and you want to make sure that you're using the ship's strength to its you know to your advantage, and not working against it. Because imagine playing a spy but not utilizing the stealth mechanic. Why play a POB if you can't utilize its speed? So for here, trying to line up a shot for my gunners here. I'm having a hard time maneuvering. You can see the last couple of passes that I did were kind of sloppy. I wasn't tracking them very well. When you boost, you're not able to maneuver as well as when it's either full or you're not engaging it at all. And during that time, it's cooling down. You're not able to pitch or yaw very quickly, so you're kind of stuck in that same direction. And I was able to get some more space bombs off on Corby here. So against another POB, you want to make sure that you are keeping a good an eye on your boost level as well, because if you do not have any boost and they have full boost, they can run you down, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And what I try to do here is I try to wait for an opportunity to engage for when they're engaged with someone else. So if I see top turrets firing at someone else, I know they're not looking at me. They might not even know I'm there, and that'll give me enough time to be able to get in range, get some pot shots off, and then be able to get out of range if I need to. You don't want to stay overstay your welcome if you're in a if you're going up against a gunboat, because as soon as those guns start shooting at you, you do take a ton of damage. And the name of the game in PvP is avoiding damage, and that's why I don't think that gunboats are particularly suited for PvP, just because they have no real way of avoiding damage. They're kind of just like meat shields. It seems like an inevitability that you'll die. It's just that you have a very large pool of health to be able to work with. I'm going in for another lock here. They haven't been not chaffing the space bombs, but I think they were able to chaff this one here. And we got a little too close there. We were doing a few too many runs on low shields, so one of the gunners gets popped out of his seat here, lose one of the guns. So I'm getting some distance here. I'm gonna go. My goal is to get everything repaired here. Ideally, you want to have your gunners doing this, so you can still be moving. Because when you leave the pilot seat, your ship, the throttle gets set to 0, and if you're boosting, the boost stops. If you're at full speed, it goes to 0 very, very quickly, as if you uh, went to 0 throttle instantly. So we'll just skip this part. All right, so we're all repaired here. I got the weapon back up. We got both our gunners here. We have no more armor, so we got to play. We got to play a little bit safe. We'll see if I play it a little bit safe. I am known to be baited into being a little bit more aggressive by my gunners, especially uh, the bottom gunner, Tadpo, we were running today. Tadpo likes to goad me into being a little bit more aggressive than I should. But it's up to you. If you want to be aggressive, that's fine. You just got to remember that more aggressive you are, the more risk you take, the more chances you are that you'll end up dying. But you do have that extra chance of coming out on top, of getting those extra kills that you would normally get over that more defensive pilot wouldn't be able to get. So we'll speed up the rest of this battle here. Yeah, see, and again, a little more, getting a little too aggressive here. So I got to back off, get the shields up. Good thing about the POPs is that the shields are able to be recharged very, very quickly just because of the recharge rate on the shields and the recharge rate on the capacitor.